We are going to create a piece of digital art using our collaborative drawing piece from a few weeks ago. And we're going to be editing using this free software, Pixlr.com editor, which is similar to Photoshop. If you have Photoshop on your computer, you can go ahead and use that as well. So I'm going to open an image from my desktop. And this is an image from when we were outside drawing. And I'm just going to edit part of that. So first of all, we have a menu up here. We have our tools over here, similar to Photoshop. We have layers over here, which is something I like about Pixlr. We don't have as much power as we do with our tools in Photoshop, but we have a lot of editing power. So I'm going to first rotate my canvas around here, and then I'm going to crop just so I'm focusing on some of the drawing for you. But I like that picture with the three hands in there working together. Well, maybe I'll crop out a little bit more of that hand there. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Totally get rid of the hand. Okay, and then I can Command plus and zoom in. That's Command plus to zoom in, Command minus to zoom out. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a few things to do here. First of all, let's talk about layers. Many of you are familiar with layers, but what I'm going to do is duplicate this layer. So I save my original drawing in the background, and then I'm going to work on the background copy, or I can make another layer here, and I'll be able to work in these and save the background in case I need that one. So you can see I'm in layer 2. Let's choose some colors. Something I like about Pixlr is down here you can save 6 colors, and I'm just going to choose some colors here to put in. Okay, and I think I can put that one there, and maybe I'll choose another one so I can have my color palette that I'm working with. That's pretty similar to my other one. Let's do a little different. How about it over in here? Yeah, that one's good. Okay. And then if I choose another one right away, okay. So then the orange goes down there, and I do want a purpley one. Something like that. Alrighty. And a green would be nice in there. I'll choose that one. And then I could have a white possibly, or I could change it up. Okay, so let's say from the beginning, I'm going to do a gradient in the background with green. Now I chose the gradient tool. There's a bunch of tools here. You saw already I used the crop tool to zoom in. There's magic wand, pencil, eraser, brush, a fill bucket. We'll use some of these, and you can play around with these too. Then you go to help. You can search for shortcuts, and it will give you this page, the toolbar explained, and there's a lot of shortcuts to move around, and I know many of you like to use shortcuts, so you can have a look, and they also explain what the different tools do, which is nice, so you can have a look at that. Alright, so I'm on layer 2. The little checkerboard there means there's nothing there. I'm going to put a gradient. Right now it says my gradient is black and white. Okay, I don't want that. I'm going to Command Z. I'm going to click up here for some options, and let's say, and you can see it's choosing some colors from my color palette. Let's say I do this one, and I'm going to put it here in the background. Okay, now notice it's covered everything. You can see that. I can move this layer down, and then I could go through and erase some bits. Let's have a giant eraser. Okay. And I'm erasing, nothing's happening. Oh, that's because I'm on layer 2, and I can see I'm erasing a little bit on layer 2. So I can back up, go to this layer, and I can erase some parts of this as much as I want to. I could also use my magic wand and select a whole area and press delete, and it will delete that whole area. To unselect, deselect, Command D. Okay, now notice it went into my playground structure over here. So if I'm filling this area, it's filling in this area too. Maybe that's okay with you, maybe not, but let's see. If I have, I'll choose this one. And if I use the fill bucket and I'm on the right layer here, I can just fill in different areas and it doesn't leak. But if I fill in this area, it fills in everything here. Here's my selection line. So I'm going to undo, Command Z. I could also step back in my history. If I wanted to fix that, I could go in with the pencil tool and I can see the gaps that I have here. Oh, it's drawing it with the orange. Maybe that's okay, but I want to draw it with black. So I'm choosing black, drawing that in, closing some of these lines. I see there's another gap over here. Maybe I need to get a little closer. Command Z. I can also move my navigator down here and adjust this. And maybe I'm filled. Oh, it looks like there's a little escape hole there too. I could use my navigator, move around, see if there's any other areas where it might be leaking in. Maybe you see one, but I'm just going to give it a try. Zoom out, Command minus, and I can try filling it again. Fill this area. Oh, it only does that area. That's good, but I don't like that color. I think I'm going to go with a pink here. Pretty bright. I'm going to undo that again. Command Z. I'm going to change the opacity so you can see what the different colors look like, and then I can see through to some of that gradient in the background too. Okay, so that looks like that area is filled. I can go in. I do want an orangey color. Let's look what I have, isn't it? Okay, yeah, that's all right. And I can go in and fill in some of these areas. I don't want that one. But what's nice is talking about a color palette. I can stay within my color palette throughout my whole project here and fill in whatever parts quickly, bit by bit, as much as I want to. So you can see it's changing the color of the green there. That's because it's opaque. I mean, it's translucent. The opacity is set to just about half, so it's mixing colors with what's in the background there. I can undo that, Control Z. But you can play around with this and see what you want to do. Now I could use different options with each tool too. So with my brush, for example, I can go and choose a star, size 60, and I could go through and erase through this layer to the layer behind. If I want to create some sort of design there, I think I can also use that sort of brush in the background as well. Oh, it's pretty small. To zoom in to see that one. There it is. It's so cute. So I could change the size of this one to gigantic. Let's see what that looks like. Ah! So comparing the two. Okay, so you can go ahead and fill this in however you want to. This is kind of starting to look like some sort of sleepy land. You can change things as much as you want to. You can adjust some of these other things. There's the fisheye and the pinch tool, so you could even put some different adjustments on here. This one bloats, gets a little blurry. I can step back a little bit here to get rid of that. You could also try some filters if you want to. There's a lot of different filters from blur to more artistic ones. Change it to look like pastels. It's okay. All right, so there's a lot of editing that you can do. Something I do like to experiment with is the marquee. Now you have less options here than in Photoshop. With the lasso tool, you could select an area freehand if you want to just work within one area, and you could fill this area, or you could move it around. Let's just say I'm filling the whole area. You can see it has different effects. Let's say I don't like that green background anymore. I could just turn it off. This is like the eyeball over there from Photoshop. Turn it off. To deselect, Control D, and you could play around with this and get some interesting effects happening here. And it's easy to make adjustments, fill in areas in Photoshop. Control plus to really zoom in. You could do some little detail work or draw with the brush. But what I would like you to do is edit your photo or edit your drawing, stay within a color scheme, and create a piece of digital art from your drawing. All right, have fun.